EdTech Mondays Kenya is supported by the MasterCard Foundation Center for Innovative Teaching and Learning in partnership with EdTech East Africa.
Hello and karibuni to a very special edition of EdTech Mondays. I'm Lily Bakala Piper, and today we're coming to you from Kisumu City in Western Kenya. This month, we explore how collaboration between different EdTech ecosystem players and local communities are changing the game for the delivery of STEM education, which is science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. And we ask the question, what does it take to sustainably deliver STEM education? Rural and peri-urban areas in Kenya face significant challenges when it comes to access to quality STEM education. Limited resources, infrastructure, and training opportunities have historically left many schools in these regions lagging behind urban centers like Nairobi. In fact, only 35% of rural schools across sub-Saharan Africa have access to STEM programs, compared to 75% in urban areas, according to a study done by the African Development Bank. However, innovative collaborations are helping to bridge this gap. The Siaya STEAM Hub has become a one-stop shop for cutting-edge learning, offering students the chance to engage with coding, robotics, augmented reality, virtual reality, and artificial intelligence. Thanks to partnerships with international organizations like HP and the Microbit Foundation, the Siaya STEAM Hub is providing students in Western Kenya with world-class STEM education. The Siaya STEAM Hub has been transformative in delivering technology education to students. We were excited to learn a bit more about this project and had a chance to sit down with its founder, Moses Okoth. Karibu, Moses. So happy to have you on the show. Please tell us more about the mission and vision of the Siaya STEAM Hub.
We're basically a small community-based organization in Western Kenya. And our goal and purpose is to basically bring STEAM education to schools in rural Kenya, specifically in areas where this kind of education has not been reached. Siaya, Kisumu, Bondo, and that specific area. STEM education hasn't been reached to these schools, so that is our goal, to make it accessible and ideally make sure that children can be able to get it. So that's our basic goal on that.
So tell us about how partnerships and collaborations have made your work possible, how they've evolved, and about the impact that they are creating in Western Kenya and bringing these resources to the communities that you are working with.
I would like to underline the factor that I normally like to use, what is called the big idea. That is inclusivity, diversity, equity, and access. Using that acronym, you cannot be able to reach somewhere if you're not able to have partnerships from government to communities to other organizations, and ideally, if you want to be able to get STEM and everybody involved, it means that you really have to get public-private partnerships between people, and that's what we've done, because that plays the holistic effect of how STEM should be able to be taken in. I normally say that when you educate one child in STEM, then you're able to educate a whole village in STEM education. So it takes a village to actually educate a child in STEM education.
As the driving force behind Siaya STEAM Hub's work, and you are the founder, the one who has put this work into motion, how have partnerships with organizations like the Microbit Foundation and HP allowed you to grow and create impact for your local students?
If you look at the prices of what one simple microbit costs, in Kenya shillings, one microbit is about 3,200 shillings. And that entire box is about 30,000 shillings. If you're able to tell a parent I want to be able to take your child in STEM education and teach them coding using the microbit, it would be damn expensive. And this is where you come in and you ask foundations for funding, and they are able to like tell you, okay, fine, we cannot be able to give you everything, but we can be able to give you part of this. And that is part of the reason why reaching out to organizations like HP and the companies I've reached out to, Sphero in the US, McKay, and the Pi Foundation. And these are people who you can basically put up and they come halfway through for you. But you also have the effect of now what happens with the sustainability plan? How are we able to carry this forth if the donor leaves? And this is where parents come in and say, we want to be able to like support this kind of initiative. So you've got to have an area where you involve the government, you involve these foundations, you involve individuals, you involve well-wishers, and these partnerships are what drive this to continue growing. Yeah.
Once these partnerships came into place, how did that change your impact and your growth? What change did you see with partnerships that you hadn't seen at the onset of the STEAM Hub's work?
One of the things that has happened is we started off with one school. And because I actually just got about one laptop, and then someone says, can I donate another one? Can I donate another one? And we only had that interface where you have that interface where you can be able to just actually teach coding, and then you give the kids the laptop and they go home. When they come back with the laptop, you either find the keys are broken and the screen is broken. And where will you be able to like get the funding for another set? I had to go back to the drawing board and start asking for more funding. And then I managed to get a few people, 15 laptops came over. So that growth, like starting small and knowing what the gaps are and what you need to keep on changing and changing your way of doing things. That has actually been so dynamic. And parents now look at their kids differently. Because if you can, we're just going to the schools closing right now. And these kids can actually say, okay, fine, we've got somewhere to go to learn robotics. We've got somewhere to go to learn how to code. We've got somewhere to go how to learn how to fly a drone. And I'm basically asking one question: are we future ready with our children? If they can be able to get that space to get this kind of education even after school, then it's possible that this is the way to go during the school holidays. Yeah.
So tell us, what are you hearing from students and teachers as they participate in the program? I'm curious to hear what their reaction has been.
You look at kids, and I will tell you that our education system during my time changed. We would be able to like sit in four walls, and I keep on saying our children right now, there's a huge gap with what we call digital native and digital immigrants. I am a digital immigrant because I migrated from technology that was from previous years. But our kids right now are basically digital natives. They've grown up with computers, they've grown up with laptops, they've grown up with smartphones. And when you're able to like teach a kid, and then they're able to like say, look, I can be able to like make that robot turn left, turn right, and I can be able to make it do this and that. It makes us very aware that our children can do a lot of things. I want to be able, when they're able to like say, I can be able to like make a drone fly, that means they can be a pilot or something. So it opens up their eyes to various things that they can be able to do. Everything right now is being autonomized. You look at factories and farming and everything. If we cannot be able to place our children at that level where they're able to understand this aspect of how everything is being autonomized, I mean, then where are we headed? So that for me is very important.
What are some of the challenges that you see ahead to maybe your growth? What are the things that you're concerned about and planning for as you look to the STEAM Hub's future?
We need to be able to learn to make sure that our kids are not so much engrossed in technology, so much that they forget that there are other things beside technology that they need to take care of. In the near future, when we have AI and we're saying education will be personalized where we don't even need teachers, it's going to be a problem. So those are the challenges that we actually see.
So by extension, I think we have to also ask, what are the opportunities and the goals that you have as you look ahead? What's the other side of the coin?
Hopefully, Siaya STEAM Hub will be one big thing. I've looked at what is going on with so many hubs. They're doing great things. You look at the Nairobi iHub. We recently had Tony Ndungu, who's at the UN, and this was something that he really thought about. And you hear what he's saying, and he's saying AI is the thing, and this is big for him, and he's been called to several things. And you look at how hubs are coming up and technological hubs are taking place. I would love it if Siaya County was just one of those places. You look at what Rwanda is doing with Starlink. You have hospitals that are into Starlink, and health practitioners can be able to get information at the click of a button. Funding comes easily because you're in touch with whatever happening. Surgeries can happen. So I'm looking at myself at that level where it doesn't need me to be in a classroom like I was years ago. Give this opportunity to children to be able to learn the way they should.
I would like you to be a bit more specific. If you look at the next 2 years, you have a STEAM Hub already, you're working with schools. What are your goals for growth? I hear your vision, but I'd love to hear more about the specifics. What would you like to see actually happen?
I want to get to as many schools as possible. I want to be able to reach out to as many teachers as possible. I want to reach out to many parents as possible. I want the hub to expand as much as possible. We have possibly 15 laptops. Well, who knows if we can be able to get another 20 laptops from someone. We've been able to reach out to HP Otto. We've been able to reach out to Spheru. We've been able to reach out to several people, the Microbit Foundation. Who knows who's coming in next? So for me, that challenge is to keep going and to keep growing. I want to be able to get to as many people as possible, to get to many children as possible. The idea here is start small and build upon it.
Moses' story serves as a good example how even a single initiative can spark transformation, and how strategic partnerships like the ones with the Microbit Foundation and HP can make lasting impact for learners. The success of this initiative isn't just about the technology. It's also about the teachers who bring it to life every day in their classrooms. Next, we're going to talk to a teacher about how they are using the tools in their classroom to inspire and educate the next generation of innovators.
Thank you so much. My name is Hilary Atinda. I work with the Siaya STEAM Hub as a teacher trainer. We can't talk about the future and even the present without integrating science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics. And that's why we want our learners to first gain the 21st century skills that will help them not only to be problem solvers in their generation, but also feel universally accepted in the job market. Our model is called project-based learning and also fun-based learning. You find that this is more of the learners are able to play, enjoy themselves, and at the same time they are learning something. So these have been one of the main amazing experiences, and in the process our structure starts where we give a case that the learners are able to first survey the environment. Is it the school, is it the community, and come up with a problem. After this, they program this problem through the robots. So we give them these cases and they are able to beautifully craft them into these robots. A robot that can solve a response when there is floods, a response when there is a crime issue. So these all things will get them very fascinated within a classroom setup. One main challenge that we've experienced is receptability, and what we always say is technophobia, because for these underserved communities and more so in Siaya County, the receptability was very, very kind of not that much appealing, but through a very tailored approach, we were able to get into this platform. Another challenge that we are experiencing is resource-based, because you find that getting into the STEM industry, even our government does not support, don't really have a structured thought on its implementation, as well as we are still short of people of like mind to collaborate with us, and more so in areas like Siaya, it's quite a difficult task to get people on board to help us resource mobilize to help the learners get the quality. Technology is the only equalizer. The same thing that we teach the learners in Siaya is the same thing that a learner maybe somewhere in the UK, somewhere in the US, get the same content. So for this, it creates a more of equitability when it comes to quality education that we champion. And also it helps the teachers themselves, who are their facilitators, not only to think in the structured way of their normal classroom delivery, but go outside and think through with the learners to be problem solvers, because teachers are our main agents in terms of implementation, so that it brings more of a symbiotic relationship between the teachers, the learners, and now this reflects to the entire society. Seeing these learners in their underserved communities getting to take up such amazing opportunities like programming the basic Scratch through robots, and offering not only solutions but their tailor-made solutions they experience in their community, and being innovators of their time, and it's very, very amazing. Yeah.
As we just heard from the dedicated educators here in Kisumu, the impact of STEM education is truly felt in the classroom, where teachers are equipping students with the skills they need for the future. But behind these transformative lessons is a network of partnerships that make it all possible. Partnerships with organizations like HP have been essential in supporting the delivery of STEM education. Their support has enabled local schools to access the tools and technology that were once out of reach. Finally, let's hear from those that are at the heart of this initiative, the students.
My name is Quinta Cheng.
My name is Gabriel Pierce.
And we are going to assemble the HP Otto Robot. In the first step, there are the parts that we will need. The first one is the bottom part. There's one right over here. The second one are the motors. So we'll begin by joining the bottom part with the two motors. Next, we will need the bracket and the caster. So under the bracket, we'll use it to join the two motors so that it cannot disturb moving it. After that, we will use the line following sensors, the two of them. We'll put them on this space right over here. Then we have the 3-wire cable. For our case right now, we'll only use 2. Here's the first one and the second one. Use them to join the line following sensors. So we'll be done with step 2. Then we move to the step 3. So we have the caster, then the ball. We'll join them together. We're supposed to fix on this bottom part. We'll use the screws. There are instructions written on the screws. Step 6, we remove this one because there's the gum that joins them together. There's the joining line that is produced. It should fit there. You move to step 7. Take the rechargeable battery. Join them to this end right here. You fold it so that it can be able to fit this space. Then you take the middle module, this one right over here. You cover it, the battery cover. After that, you join it to the middle of the body. We are going to join the middle part with the cover battery and the circuit board. Then we'll produce something like this. After that, we now take the face with the eyes. You join them. You tighten with the screws. We will use screws B to tighten them. After that, onwards, you'll join a wire with the joined face there. Then you'll join it to the middle part. Then the 14 steps, now you take the top part. You join it to the color lights. You use screws to tighten them. After that, we join the wire to the space provided on the color lights. Then you're done with the 15th step. You take now the tires and the wheels. You join them together. Then now we'll need to join the middle part, the bottom and the top. So we'll first start with the bottom part and the middle part. Then you also join the top part to the middle. So here we have it. We have our robot. To switch it on, we'll use the battle. Then there, it will just move by itself.
These students represent the future of Kenya's tech industry, and their enthusiasm for learning is the ultimate reward for all those involved in making STEM education accessible. As we've seen today, collaboration is at the heart of driving STEM education in Western Kenya. One of the most exciting outcomes of these partnerships is the introduction of innovative technologies to local schools. The Siaya STEAM Hub made history with the launch of the HP Otto Robot, the first of its kind in Kenya. The Otto Robot is more than just a tool for learning. It's a doorway to a future where students can engage with cutting-edge robotics and coding just like their peers around the world. Let's take a closer look at this groundbreaking event and the excitement it brought to students, teachers, and the wider community during the TechTober Mashujaa Day festivities. Here are some highlights of the HP Otto Robot launch.
We are here for the official launch of the STEAM Team Otto Robots, the first of a kind in a western part of Kenya and Kisumu specifically.
I used to say STEAM education, so we add arts to this, which means that it's quite typical for this robot. So arts in this case means the children can become innovators. Innovators why? Because of these 3D print parts and this, let's say, create part of the Otto, because Otto has 3 basic points: create, connect, and code. Create is the first part, connected with the 3D print, which means that you can support creativity of the children by using, I would say, different kinds of, different colors of filaments, different shapes, different designs of tunnels, which means that practically every child can build their own robot, their own personalization of the robot.
I've learned a lot. I've seen that the students are very active. Yeah, they are paying much attention, and in fact, they are enjoying. I believe this is the way to go, because we are breaking the boredom so that they manipulate while they are assembling and they learn. And I'm very happy because STEM team is bringing learning to life.
Being a teacher from a girls' school, when it comes to technology, at one point girls are left behind. So today we've come with them, and I've seen a lot of enthusiasm in them as they are trying to handle the robots and trying to learn new things that they've never seen, or some of them are not used to. So we believe with such kind of an opportunity, it's going to make our girls also to come up strongly in the field of STEM.
My highlight is that when the facilitator was trying to guide the kids, some of the kids were actually ahead of the facilitator and they were able to teach other kids.
We have a team that is very powerful, that is really supporting the learners, moving group by group to help the learners really get what they really want to get today.
Actually, I'm hoping to see new faces that embraces technology, especially in the teaching and learning exercise in this country.
As we have done it as a team, we have achieved it, everyone has done it. At least we have gained something, we have gained knowledge, isn't it? So working together as a team makes everything well.
Because this robot is a tool for everyone who wants to overcome some challenges, and that's what life brings us. In life, in normal life, you're overcoming challenges. So it's not only about IT, it's not only about programming, but it's about fulfilling tasks, it's about overcoming obstacles and challenges.
As we come to a close, let's hear from Moses about the one thing we can do today to make a difference for our learners.
The one thing we can actually do if we want to be able to make a difference, and you've come up with a very big word that says make a difference. I normally say, if you want to create a difference, get mud. If not this, what? If not now, when? If not us, who? If not here, where? I would love everybody to just make a difference. Get mud and make a difference.
And on that note, we've come to the end of our show. Thank you so much for joining us for this special edition of EdTech Mondays. As always, we would love to hear your feedback. You can reach us on X at EdTech East Africa, or you can text us your feedback to 20686 using the hashtag EdTech Mondays. We owe a debt of gratitude to our sign language interpreter, Rose Omolo. Thank you for the privilege of your time. I'm your host, Lily Bukala Piper. See you next month.
EdTech Mondays Kenya is supported by the MasterCard Foundation Center for Innovative Teaching and Learning in partnership with EdTech East Africa.